Aloha and welcome to this super quick screencast where I want to give you some beginner's advice about colors when you're doing web design. And basically I want to show you a couple plugins for your browser that can make dealing with colors a little bit easier. For Chrome, I'm going to kind of recommend Palette for Chrome. And for Firefox, I'm going to recommend Colorzilla. I think Colorzilla is probably the better of the two plugins. It has a Chrome version, but at least I couldn't get the Chrome version to work correctly for the Eyedropper, which is one of the key things you kind of want to have. But in this, so I'm going to kind of show you how both of them work, and then you can kind of decide for yourself how you want to do it. In general, I think for the purposes of this class anyway, and kind of beginning web design color stuff, that either of these things are going to be more than adequate. Okay, so basically the idea is that let's say you have a site like the James B. Castle High School, and you're going to redesign this website, and you want to use some of the graphic images, and then you want to, in your new site, get a sense for what colors you should be providing. Okay, so you want to get at the color palette, for example. Okay, so I'll start. So with Chrome, what I suggest is the use of this palette generator. So we could take a photo. What you can do is any image on the site that you can click over that has a kind of a save image as. It also has this palette for Chrome. Once you've installed the plugin, obviously, you can select this palette for Chrome, and you can say create a palette consisting of 16 colors, 24 or 32. Generally the 16 one is probably fine. And it goes off and it processes that image, and in a couple seconds it'll come back and show you a set of colors related to that image, which you could now incorporate into your site, and make the site colors consistent with that particular photo. Okay, so that's the palette generator. It's as simple as that. All right, and for many cases, maybe that is completely all you need to accomplish your goals. The other thing that you could use is Colorzilla, which has a palette browser and we can try this web page color analyzer. And my problem with it is that for example, well, it's just in this case it shows the CSS colors. If we go back to this page, which has some more interesting CSS, okay, it'll say here are all the colors that had CSS attributes set for it, and then you can click on one of them and you can find out what the CSS class was that had it and what the hex value is and the RGB and so forth. So in fact, oftentimes if that's what you want, if you want to know the CSS color values, then the Colorzilla is going to work just fine for that. Where Colorzilla doesn't work so well is the Eyedropper. Okay, so if you say pick color from page, now it's active. What you'll find is that it doesn't necessarily always reflect the active color. Okay, now right now it's actually looking like it does it, so isn't that amazing? So it's working right now for me. Previously this morning it wasn't working right for me. So you could install it, and if it works right for you, that's fine. What I was discovering, the problem I had previously with it was that this basically, it was offset some crazy amount from the actual color. So the color here would not reflect the color where the cursor was. Okay, but right now it appears to be working, so that's pretty crazy. If you go over to Firefox, the browser for which the Colorzilla plugin was originally developed, you have this other kind of menu, and that works actually quite well. In fact, you have things like this zoom capability. So if we view the background image here, then we can do things like say zoom to 600%, it gets bigger, and then we can pick the eyedropper and we can cruise around in here same kind of way and get the RGB values. And when you actually click the mouse here, it copies that hex value to the clipboard, and then you can paste it into your CSS. Okay, so basically, if you want an easy way to manipulate colors while you're doing web design, I recommend a browser plugin so you don't have to go out to Photoshop or whatever just to find a crazy hex value. For Chrome, you've got two options, either this Colorzilla, which wasn't working for me before the screencast and now is for some inexplicable reason, or you can try this palette generator, which is a little less functional but works for me, and will often generate plenty of colors for you to pick from. For Firefox, this Colorzilla looks like it works. It worked quite well for me. Maybe it'll start breaking now. Who knows? So there you have it.